General Motors have just revealed that, well, instead of the cheapest version of the Blazer EV costing $45,000, now the cheapest version costs $56,700 has 279 miles of range. Yeah. And it's not that good. It's not even as big as a Tesla Model Y. Remarkable. But, my friends, there is one model of the 3 models that now remain of the Blazer EV that you possibly should consider. Now, I think it's quite compelling. In fact, you only have to pay $1,500 more to get a vehicle that is far superior than the 2 cheaper models below it. Well, here's what I think on the Blazer EV. Oh, first of all, I think General Motors has lost their marbles. But anyway, here's what I think on which model you should consider and why you should consider that one model. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. I'm Sam Evans, and I'm coming to you right now from actually Melbourne, back in Melbourne for a few days. Good to be back. It is winter. It is a bit cold, but actually I had a great day. Went to a wave pool with my brother. Went for a surf with my brother to a wave pool and absolutely froze my nays off. It was freezing. I was shaking like crazy, but I got barreled about 10 times and I had a great time. Hit the ground, hit the concrete there, but it was a lot of fun. Anyway, Blazer EV. 3 different models. The cheapest one, $56,700, 279 miles of range. Yeah, it's got a fair few different features. I'll lay them on the line for you at the end of this video, or the second half of this video, what the features are, the difference between that model and the second model, and the third model. The second higher model versus that one costs a few $1,000s more. It's around about $59,000 US. You get some extra features, no extra power, no extra motors, because the cheaper model, the $56,700 model, does come as all-wheel drive. General Motors plan on revealing a cheaper model that'll cost probably about $3,000 less. You're probably looking at about $54,000, because what they're going to do is remove one of the motors. They're going to remove the rear motor. So then you can buy a Blazer EV for $54,000 that's front-wheel drive. Sounds like a really compelling proposition to me. Yeah, anyway. So that mid-spec model, right? That also has 279 miles of range. You spend an extra $1,500, you get 321 miles of range. You get more than 40 miles of range for $1,500. That's a no-brainer. That is the only model here worth your time considering. Honestly, it is. And the fact that it is only $5,000, in fact, just a bit under $5,000 more than the cheapest version. You get a whole lot more features. You get a whole lot more range, a bigger battery pack. It's the best deal out of these 3 models. Does that mean you should buy one? No. Sorry. I really think that there's better cars there. I would be looking at Ioniq 5, Hyundai Ioniq 5. I've heard there's some insane deals right now in the US, other places around the world as well. I'd be looking at one of those, and I'd be looking at a Tesla Model Y. Now, what are the features on these cars, these 3 models of Blazer EV? Well, before I get to that, guys, you need to see my video where I just talked about the insane decision from General Motors to cancel the $45,000 version of this car, which is the only one that would have really sold in large numbers. Now, I'm sure GM would have made a loss on that car, but so what? That's what you got to do. Suck it up, princess. That's what you got to do if you want to take a share of the EV market. If you don't want to be disrupted by one of the greatest disruptors in history, which is Tesla, which is electrification. If you don't want to be disrupted, you should get in now. Don't wait for the competition. That's what GM are doing here. They're opening the door. Now, getting back to these 3 models, what do they have? All right, I have to admit, there's 2 pretty cool features that the cheapest version of the Blazer has. It has a 17.7-inch media screen. That's a big screen. Plus, it's got an 11-inch screen for the driver. It's a pretty big driver screen as well. So that level of infotainment, that is a fairly luxurious specification to have those 2 large screens. It's also got a heated steering wheel, EvoTex seating. I don't think that means much, but anyway, heated front seats, heated side mirrors, wireless phone charging, AutoSense power liftgate. So you can sort of kick your foot underneath the rear liftgate and it'll just pop up automatically for you. In addition, it has driver assistance and safety features like adaptive cruise control, 360-degree surround vision, and some other things they haven't mentioned yet, they say. If you pay, right? If you pay an extra $3,500, you get a few extra features. Now this model is, it's called the RS version. It's all-wheel drive, no extra range. Same range, 279 miles, right? $60,215. That's quite a lot of money. It brings more features like a unique grille, gloss black trim. Sounds delightful. RS badging, 21-inch wheels. So you can spend a jack ton of money when you have to replace the tires and scratch. Yeah, anyway. A unique finish, a flat bottom steering wheel, and animated exterior lighting. So, if that hasn't sold you yet, let me share with you the rest of the stuff you get and see if that'll sell you on one of these models. On top of that, the RS gets self-sealing tires, ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, rain sense wipers, heated wiper park, heads-up display, and rear camera mirror. So, the only model here in this range that I personally would consider is the next model, the Blazer EV RS rear-wheel drive with 320 miles of range. Getting an extra 41 miles of range, and it's only about $1,000 more expensive. It's kind of way less because it's got one motor. You don't need an all-wheel drive in these EVs unless you live, guys, if you live in somewhere really cold and icy all the time, I'd get the all-wheel drive, but most people don't. So this is the model that I would be considering. What do you get with this one? Like I said, more range. You get a Bose audio system and apparently a few other features which we don't know what they are just yet. Now, there is a way you can get a cheaper version of the car. If you wait a little while, you get the front-wheel drive version. That'll cost $54,000. That will have more range because it's lowering the weight of the car by taking away that front motor. It also means it's just running on one motor. It's actually more efficient. So that means that vehicle will actually have around 293 miles of range, an extra 14 miles of range. I still think for the price, it's a bit of a joke. I really think they'll sell in very, very small numbers. I'm sure GM is well aware of that, though. They have to have market researchers that work at the company. Or maybe they're not. I don't know. Guys, let me know what you think of all this in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.